For those of us who grew up in the 70s, we remember it fondly as a time of freedom and adventure, in a time before the internet in homes, before mobile phones and apps and emojis. It was also a time of political change, radical fashion and new technologies. Let's have a look at 10 things we miss from the 70s. The disco era of the 1970s gave us iconic dance hits, glittering disco balls, and glamorous nightclubs. Artists like Donna Summer, Bee Gees, and Gloria Gaynor dominated the airwaves, creating a soundtrack for the era's vibrant nightlife scene. The song Saturday Night Fever by the Bee Gees became a cultural phenomenon after the release of the film of the same name in 1977. John Travolta's dance moves became iconic of the 70s disco era. Classic cars. The 1970s saw the heyday of classic American cars, with models like the Chevrolet Camaro, Ford Mustang, the Pontiac Grand Am, and the Dodge Charger becoming cultural icons. These stylish and powerful vehicles evoke memories of cruising down open highways and drive-in movie theatres. As a kid of the 70s, there was nothing better than riding around with friends. Whether it be on a bike or a skateboard, you could go on adventures, build ramps and feel the wind in your hair. We didn't wear helmets, knee pads or elbow pads. We could go anywhere. The rule was to be back before dark or be back in time for dinner. On car trips, you didn't wear a seatbelt. So if you needed to reach over and attack your brother, you could do that. You might even ride in the back of the station wagon or even on Dad's lap to help him drive. And we might regret it now, but we didn't worry too much about sunscreen back then either. In fact, having a tan was quite fashionable. Despite the rise of cassette tapes, vinyl records were still the dominant music format in the 1970s. Collecting and listening to vinyl albums became a cherished pastime, with album covers serving as works of art in their own right. It felt like something really special to carefully take the record out of its sleeve. There was the cleaning cloth to make sure it was dust-free before carefully placing the record in the record player, setting it to spin round before moving the needle into place. And the stereos of the 70s were a thing of beauty. The 70s witnessed the birth of arcade culture, with classic games like Pac-Man, Space Invaders and Pong captivating players in arcades and amusement parks. Arcades were the place to be as kids in the 70s. After cruising around with friends on your bikes, you would end up at the arcade to spend your pocket money on the latest games. These simple yet addictive games remain beloved by nostalgic gamers to this day. Saturday morning cartoons were a cherished ritual for kids in the 1970s, with networks airing a lineup of animated classics like Scooby-Doo, Looney Tunes, The Flintstones and The Jetsons. You might sit in front of the television with your favorite sugary bowl of cereal, maybe even drag out your bedding from your room if you were lucky. These beloved cartoons provided hours of entertainment and fond memories, and parents were happy that the kids were entertained for a while before they would be sent outside to play for the rest of the day. Classic television shows. The 70s produced a wealth of iconic television shows that have stood the test of time, from sitcoms like Happy Days and All in the Family, to dramas like MASH, Starsky and Hutch and Charlie's Angels. As a 70s kid, you might have your favourite TV show characters on your school lunch tin and matching thermos. Even still today, these shows continue to entertain audiences through reruns and streaming platforms. Roller rinks. It was dark, it was loud, it was a kaleidoscope of colour and energy. Disco balls spun above you as your wheels rolled across the wooden floors and the smiling faces of friends whirled by. The roller rink was a place to lose yourself, forget about the troubles of the outside world, and just enjoy the throb of disco music blasting through the speakers. It was a place where memories were made and friendships forged, where the spirit of the 70s thrived in every twist and turn. The world of Jim Henson. Sesame Street started in 1969 and introduced the world to the lovable characters of Big Bird, the Cookie Monster, and Bert and Ernie, along with many others. But many of us remember sitting down to watch The Muppet Show, which aired in 1974. The Muppet Show was a variety sketch comedy show starring the Muppets and featuring guest stars from the world of TV, music, and movies. It was a show that could be enjoyed by the whole family. In 1979, we saw the first Muppet movie with that iconic opening scene of Kermit the Frog singing Rainbow Connection and playing the banjo. Space exploration. The first moon landing was in 1969, and the 70s marked significant milestones in space exploration, including the Apollo moon landings and the launch of the iconic Voyager spacecraft. These achievements captured the world's imagination and inspired a sense of wonder and possibility about the cosmos. It was a time of imagining a space-aged future and wondering what new technologies we would come up with. For a lot of us in the 70s, we imagined that life might be much like the cartoon The Jetsons by the 21st century, complete with flying cars and shorter working weeks. I hope you enjoyed looking at 10 things we missed from the 70s. Please let me know in the comments if this sparks memories for you, or let me know the thing you miss most from the 70s. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a like and subscribe to this channel for more videos.